Today's video is a story that at first might seem simple, but trust me, if you watch until the end, you will realize what the real explosion was. Because this was not just a family drama, it was a silent war fought not in front of cameras, but inside hidden feelings. And the most shocking part? Prince William's private reaction that was never officially revealed. When Harry's Netflix bombshell was released, media outlets around the world were covering it. Everywhere the same question was being asked: what will William say about all this? But the interesting thing is that what he said publicly was far less dangerous than his silent reaction that only a few people knew about. And that is exactly what we are going to tell you today. Imagine, on one side Harry was exposing everything through his documentary: family tensions, royal rules, and personal battles. And on the other side William, who always appeared composed and calm, was struggling inside. According to sources, William felt this documentary was a betrayal, like a personal attack against him. He told his closest circle that all this was crossing the line. But here's the twist: William's reaction was not limited to anger. It was a mixture: disappointment, sadness, and a helplessness royals normally never show. This was the private side that the world never saw. And now the question is, if William had publicly responded at that time, the image of the royal family might have been changed forever. The most shocking thing was that Prince William's reaction was never officially allowed to leak. The royal palace's strategy has always been never complain, never explain, but behind the scenes, things were very different. While every scene of the Netflix documentary was going viral, William's close aides said his face showed a calm mask, but in his eyes, there was a completely different storm. A storm where both anger and sadness were burning together. Many people said that what hurt William the most was that Harry had exposed their private conversations and family secrets to the world. For him, this was not just a documentary, it was an open violation of his personal trust. And trust is something that once broken, can never fully return. And here comes another twist. William stayed silent for many days, but behind that silence was a strategy. He clearly told his advisors, if we respond, we will only make Harry's narrative stronger. Which meant William chose a calculated silence, something that looked dignified on the outside, but was breaking him inside. The most emotional moment came when an insider revealed that William told his friends, "I feel like I have lost my brother forever." This sentence was not just a confession, it was a picture of a broken bond that could never be repaired. And from there, this story became even darker and more unpredictable. Within the royal family, there has always been an unwritten rule: whatever personal conflicts exist, they are never taken outside. But Harry's Netflix bombshell broke that tradition, and for William this became a nightmare. While people around the world were binge-watching the documentary, William was trying to protect his family. But in his own heart, there was a constant echo: why did Harry do this? According to close friends, William's biggest concern was that this documentary directly targeted his future position. Because one day he will become king, and before that his public image must remain spotless. Harry's revelations created a challenge for him where not only personal, but political stakes were involved. And then came another twist. After the documentary's release, conversations between William and Kate became very intense. Kate reportedly tried to calm William, reminding him that silence was his best weapon. But William's anger kept returning, and he privately admitted that his patience was being tested to the limit. And the most gripping part? Some insiders claimed William was secretly considering giving a carefully worded public statement. Palace officials immediately rejected this idea, because they knew if William spoke once, the fire would only grow bigger. Just imagine, a future king, facing his brothers exposed, fighting the battle by staying silent. This silence was both a shield and a punishment. And this is what made the story even more dramatic. After the Netflix documentary, media frenzy was at its peak. Every headline had Harry's name, and naturally, the one question on everyone's mind was, when will William speak about all this? But the silence William maintained looked like a royal mask to the world. In reality, within his private circle, the situation was the opposite. Insiders say William held closed-door meetings with his closest advisors. There he clearly expressed that he felt Harry had committed a personal betrayal. A source's words were, William felt like he was stabbed in the back, not once, but repeatedly. This line was not just an emotional outburst, it was ultimate proof of their fractured brotherhood. And this story became even more gripping because William wanted to protect his father, King Charles, as well. He didn't want the documentary to directly impact the king's reign. This meant William was fighting two battles at the same time, one within his own heart and one showing a dignified front to the world. Kate's role here was also crucial. She repeatedly explained to William that if he reacted publicly, Harry would get even more spotlight. But imagine a man who normally remains calm and composed. Boiling inside, this patience became torture for William. And the biggest twist? Some people say William secretly hoped that one day Harry would realize and come himself for reconciliation. But when weeks turned into months and the silence grew deeper, something settled inside William. This chapter may be over forever. Today, when we look back, this Netflix bombshell doesn't feel like just a documentary. It was a breaking point that permanently redefined Prince William and Prince Harry's relationship. Publicly, William stayed silent, but privately his reaction was so raw and emotional that insiders still hesitate to describe that moment. The biggest hook is that William said one line to his friends that summarized everything. "It feels like Harry burned a bridge, and now there's no way back." This sentence dropped into a story that was not just a family fight, but a royal tragedy. And interestingly, even within the palace there was division. Some aides supported William, saying his dignified silence was his strength. But others privately argued that if William had given a strong rebuttal, Harry's narrative might have been balanced. Which means even inside the palace there was confusion over what the right move would have been. With time, William buried himself in work and public duties. But insiders say there is still an emptiness inside him that was never filled. This shows that even if you belong to one of the most powerful and respected families in the world, interpersonal wounds can break anyone. And this is the story that completes this video. But one thing is clear: if Harry and William never reconcile, history will always remember this as the royal split that never healed.